Listen to Career Paths by Implement every Thursday.
You might learn something.
You might not.
Available on Apple Podcasts,
On Spreaker,
Spotify,
on Google,
and iHeartRadio. It's your life. Make it happen.
There we are. We're on. We're happening. We're happening. So the unedited, if you watch any of it, we don't have a editor, video editor, so we wing it for now and have fun. Bring my mic in. It's kind of weird. Where's Ryan? Where's Ryan? Yeah, you're good. It doesn't have to be really close to you. It picks up. Yeah, you're good.
Perfect.
So let's fake it. Let's have fun. This part may or may not be on YouTube. It depends on if Ryan can edit this out. Can you, Ryan? Since you're not here. So last name again.
Wesley.
So it's Christian.
Christian Wesley.
Okay. I know I have it. It's my phone. I'm good.
Yep.
Pay attention. That would help.
Two first names is how I always remember.
Tricky. All right. Wait a minute. Let me fix my cushion. This is kind of weird not having Ryan here. Ryan, I miss you. He's been here for all. He did 2 interviews without me.
Oh, okay.
So that's my other bad.
I probably miss you just as much.
I told him I had an interview today. I was going to do it. That's why he showed me how to turn everything on. Hopefully everything's on right.
Love it.
So, welcome to Career Paths by Infonet. I'm your host, Victor Boudreau. Our guest today is
Christian Wesley.
Hey, Christian. Christian, where did I meet you?
We met at the.
You don't have to be specific. Well, let's. Yeah. What do you do for a job career right now?
Play football for the Shock actually. So.
Spokane Shock, and that's an indoor arena team.
Yep. IFL.
I checked a couple games out just to reference this. So.
Definitely. always a fun time.
And if you watch did you watch the interview with the coach?
Coach Mitt?
Yes.
Not recent. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay, but you got that. I did the same stuff with him. Just
Yeah.
I'm a casual fan.
Of course.
I've heard about that other guy that does that dress up. He's crazy.
Vigilante.
Yeah. Maybe one of the days I'll meet him.
Definitely. I could put in a good word if you need.
It's gonna be one of those interviews. Is it? It is. That's good. So I'm glad I finally got you on. I know I've asked you a couple times, just try to get schedules hooked up.
Definitely.
Give us some background on yourself. You don't have to be specific, like age-wise, but if you want age, rank, serial number.
Of course. I'm 29 now. Kind of have an interesting path in terms of where I've decided to go from school to bartending and just building a life, building assets.
Yeah. I mean, 29. But have you played in high school and college?
Yep, high school and college.
Okay.
So I was in high school from 2007 to 2010, college 2010 to 2014, and then I took about 5-6 years away of I would say 5.
Right.
Away of just playing basketball,
you are tall.
building a nice. I was just staying in shape.
Right.
And then I have to give a lot of credit to my current girlfriend. She kind of put my eyes open, and she's like, "Look, why don't you work towards something?" And so I was like, "Bartending, yeah."
You have a goal. That's crazy in life. You have a goal. How dare she?
I just had
That's Kelly, right?
Yeah, I ended up leaving school for up and down reasons. So it was nice to have somebody who was like, "Why don't you kind of refocus?" And so she was like, football is something you've always been passionate about. Obviously, you played in college, so why not see where your body's at? And I was able to perform at I felt like a high level, and then I was able to get an opportunity with the Shock. I do have a surgery coming up, but that's all right. I'm still happy to be here, and I'm still happy to at least have the opportunity to move forward after this.
Right. How'd you get hooked up? We're cutting it into. We'll get back on track at the beginning, but to get with the Shock, did you do open trial? Did you do how'd that?
So it's kind of lucky at the same time. So my trainer in Portland, his name is Rashad Carter. Okay. He was number 13 for the Shock back in 2015.
I know that. I know that gentleman.
Backup quarterback as well.
Yeah.
So
he's in Portland. Huh?
Yeah, he's in Portland.
Nice.
So I linked up with him because I was looking for trainers because, like I said, my girlfriend was like, why don't you look for somebody? So linked up with him. He trained me, kind of fine-tuned me. Obviously, I was very rusty, really raw.
Right. But that's why you went for help.
Yep. So then he was able to, really fine-tune me. And at my size, he obviously I always made sure he kept it real with me. Like, look, if I'm pursuing something that at this point is far-fetched, please let me know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to waste my time.
Waste his time.
And so he was like, no, trust me. He's like, you can play as long as you have the will to work. XYZ. So then he started. I kind of turned my Instagram into a football resume.
Oh.
So my bio and all that stuff was just my
use social media.
yeah. So then I just realized that just like other people use their social medias for modeling and photography and trying to get business otherwise.
Yeah.
Figured why not work with football?
There you go.
And then COVID hit, and so it made it so that was almost even more important. That I had something like that, and so then Coach Back started kind of following me a little bit on Instagram, watching me work, and then offered me a contract, and then I was like, awesome, of course, give me some time to think about it, and then he was like, in the meantime, we have this open tryout, let me get some eyes on you. So and then the rest is history.
Did you come up for the open tryout?
Yeah, I was here.
I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's a group of fans that go out there, and we were out there for the open tryout. It was the first time that the group like that had gotten out since some of this stuff happened. So for us, it was really nice. We know some of the players that were from the Spokane Wolfpack that were coming on to tryout, and so it was nice to get out and see everybody. So yeah, I was there. We didn't stick for everything, but we were watching. It was nice to see the players out there. Obviously,
definitely
the other fans that support the team and stuff.
Definitely.
So we'll go back. We'll touch on that. That was okay. So. Was there anybody that inspired you looking back now? So we're going to go back. You played in high school. You played football, played basketball, everything. Huh?
Ran track, did all
wow.
that stuff.
So was there at that point? So if you had to get refocused, what did you want to do at that point?
When I refocused at
no, back in high school. Let's say we're getting near the end of high school. You're doing all this stuff. So obviously you weren't going. I'm going to be a football player. I'm going to have fun. Is that what you were doing?
It was. I would definitely say I didn't have the luxury of. I mean, I was blessed with talent, but I wasn't blessed with like the environment. And I'm not saying my house was a terrible home, but just more so the knowledge of what it takes to be recruited and the correct places to be to play.
Do you have a mom and dad?
Yeah, I have a mom and dad. I met my dad when I was 19. Okay. So my mom was the one who I was working with.
She wasn't a professional football player?
Obviously.
She didn't know how to do this stuff?
Right.
Right, and that's why I say that sarcastically, because I understand that. There's some things that I want to do when I was and I pursued, and I kept pursuing. I did what I wanted to do, fortunately. But my parents didn't know how to guide me. They just go, is that what you want to do?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
They supported me, not always financially, but it's like, it's your dream, follow it. Do what you want to do. So I do understand that, and you were obviously, your mom supported you on that.
Yeah, she was there for me in every other aspect of my life and more.
Right.
So we can't argue with anything on that front, but I just feel I was like in a situation where I was playing and I was like, I can do this and I have fun, and now I'm getting recruited by colleges. Okay, I'm gonna have fun. And so
so out of high school, while you were in high school, were you being recruited?
Yeah, my first for football. I was recruited, so I played AAU basketball actually while I was in college or while I was in high school, and so I was recruited by basketball a little bit, but basketball, it was my football coach actually. He convinced me that he was like, "Are you sure you want to play basketball when you have this ability to do this in football?" So he was a big reason.
What's his name?
Coach Mark Keel.
Okay. We're just going to shout out because hopefully you'll share this with. Yeah. Because once again, the reason for career paths is to hopefully give a nugget to information to somebody might be looking to do what you did, one way or the other. So there's already a couple of nuggets that I wish I would have followed.
When people are supporting you more than you're supporting yourself, definitely take advantage of that support. I can definitely say that about Coach Keel.
So he kind of knew, huh?
Oh man.
Do you stay in contact with him?
I actually not as much as I'd like to. More so probably, and I guess this would be a little bit a lot more information than I made, but like it was a sense of a sense of needing to accomplish playing professional football with as much as he did when I was younger. So a lot of my 20s have been like, not too proud, not anything bad. I never, had any drug problems or alcohol problems or, was never homeless or anything like that, but I just didn't fulfill the potential that I felt like he wanted me to. And just now, I'm now getting, and like, me having this surgery, it was very bittersweet where I'm like, yes, I kind of made it and I'm here, but at the same time, I don't quite get to fulfill it today. How
just
I'd
remember
like
that
to.
today.
But still, just definitely one of the things I think about to this day is, looking to, try to make him proud and try to see, I did do exactly what you.
He was aware of where you're at right now, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Just wanna
first.
make- yeah.
First time I said anything about the Spokane Shock on Facebook, he goes, "See, told you." Because my mom, when I was a freshman in high school, he was like, my mom, a basketball player, so she was like, he's playing basketball, and he could get hurt playing football, and then
Right.
my dad, he was like, no, he's gonna play football.
That's mom.
yeah.
My boy can get hurt. My boy. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I understand. I had 2 paths to go when I was a kid, and I love football.
Yeah.
And but I don't get hurt playing drums.
Yeah,
Not the same.
yeah, fair.
And I can still play drums and not limp. Well, I still
Definitely.
limp, but not
Definitely.
not from getting hurt. So you're recruited, and again you went to in college.
Central Washington University.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Which is that's Yakima, isn't it?
30 minutes out, Ellensburg.
Ellensburg.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Mhm.
That's right. I didn't go to college. I didn't.
It's all right. It's overrated.
So for some people it is, and some people it's the path to go. Some people it's not, and that's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like be aware. Your school is not just college. Is not the
The end all be all.
Thank you.
Yeah, path to go. Because even right now in my life, that would be my next chapter. COVID was a time when I learned financial literacy, and at this point, investing. I'm an active day trader.
Wow.
Saving up for my first rental property now. Just trying to build assets. Not looking to work the 9 to 5 in my life, and it's obviously no, football's not forever.
but that's a process, another step.
Yep.
If you know, if you will. So going to school was it 4, right?
Yeah. Essential.
4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go all 4 years?
No.
Okay.
Left school because of family problems and financial issues, but
Yeah, things do happen.
yeah.
So, wow. So how long were you there? How many years?
3.
Almost.
Close. Everybody always asks, why did you go back? And it's like, oh, well.
Not my thing.
Well, honestly, I feel like I will say, I probably was a person who went to college for the sport rather than the academics.
You're not the only. Oh, you're like, well, that's a first. We've never heard about a player going because no.
Yeah, and honestly, the way I am now and how I see how you can build wealth in this country, like, to be honest, I wish I would have just gotten on the asset
Sure.
train rather than
Sure.
college and any of that stuff, because I mean all you're doing college for is to try to make money and build assets anyways. So,
Really?
yeah.
Wow, you might have actually learned something. And so, but you have no student debt.
No, 0 student debt, which is nice. And
Yeah,
my
a lot of
girlfriend also, same exact thing. We're in the same boat, been together for 6 years, definitely trying to build a future together. She also has 0 debt, so
Wow.
it's nice.
That's a lot of. We've had a lot of guests on that. They're still paying
Mm-hmm.
years out of college, and I don't think that initially was why college was set up, but.
It was for the people who invented the university system.
Yeah, to make money. And it's gotten worse as far as my
Yeah.
What obstacles did you have in college?
Mm-hmm.
Money, work. Obviously, you had family issues, so that pulled you out. Did that pull you back to Portland?
No, so it pulled me back to Bremerton.
Bremerton, that's
yeah,
where
back,
I'm
back to my
sorry.
hometown for a short time.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that time, it was kind of weird. My mom was moving back to Juneau, so half my family's from
Oh.
Alaska.
Okay.
So she lives in Juneau now, has lived
Okay.
there for the last
Years.
15, 13 years, something like that. But so I ended up moving to Juneau with her
Wow.
right after school. It was
Right, right.
school, Bremerton, then we moved up to Juneau.
How long were you up there?
I was just up there for the summertime.
Okay.
That's when I kind of traveled a little bit.
Yeah,
Because
you
that
should.
was right in that time when I stopped playing football, and I was like in Alaska for the summer. It's a tourist town
Yeah.
in Juneau.
Correct.
6 cruise ships a day, like that whole shebang. And then I ended up moving down to Laguna Beach
Wow.
during the summertime, and then during the winter time. I guess.
Winter time.
Yeah.
For-
It was summer to me.
Yeah, for us for Northwest, this is winter. Oh, or summer. Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm. So then I ended up just kind of moving up and down there, but just school kind of like my family came first at that time.
I found family should always come first unless you're sick. So every family is dysfunctional to a degree.
Yeah.
I think so. And I have a good family, and but yeah, for me it's the same. Family always came first. And what would you say was the worst part of going to school when you were in school? Was there a worst part?
I would say for me,
Getting up in the morning?
because no, actually I'm an early riser, which is nice. 6 a.m. sprints weren't too bad for me. It was more looking back. If I had to succeed in that environment, it was more of the support academically, not necessarily like tutors and things like that. I got a 20 on my SATs out of 2,400, so I'm not an idiot, but it takes a lot to keep me engaged. So
I think that's a lot of people though these days. I could be wrong, but
I think you're right. So it was just, I wish at the, like a lot of Division I schools, because I went to a Division II school. A lot of Division I schools have mandatory study halls. Every 2 hours every day, no matter what, you have to be there. Even if you don't have homework, then you can be there studying for something.
Okay.
That was not something at my school.
Right. Yeah.
Which I totally understand. Be a man. Do your schoolwork.
Right.
I was a kid. I was being immature, and that's what it came down to. But that was probably my biggest.
Just for me, you used to say you were a kid, but trying to be a man. And sometimes you weren't. How can your mom teach you something like that?
Correct.
I'm not knocking mom.
No, not at all.
She's doing everything she can do for her knowledge.
Yep.
So put in a situation.
Yep.
What was the best part of
Ooh.
it? Wow.
Best part?
Yeah.
Probably, I would say the autonomy, just being an individual. I was a person, once I left school, I mean, I like that, coming back home with my mom, like, that wasn't even, it was like, you can pay rent, or like, it wasn't like
right.
you could, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I've always felt very, very independent, so I guess looking back, that was always a positive, like, you know what, I'm happy, because I had a twin brother and sister.
Oh.
Who are younger, like 1 year younger than me. So it's just like siblings who are right there with you all the time. I love them to death, of course.
Yeah,
But
so
you
still need your space.
Heck yeah. So I
understand.
I loved, and I learned a lot when I was that age. It didn't turn out all the ways. It didn't end up in the NFL and all that stuff. But I definitely learned a lot that made me now what I'm.
That's life, by the way. You understand that? It's the journey.
Yeah.
As long as you know that, it's because there's a path.
Yep.
But just because you see where you want to go, doesn't mean where you're going to end up. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Yep.
Once again,
Yep.
life lessons.
Yep.
Advice to anybody that about going to school.
Oh man.
Any advice in this college, high school, maybe?
I would definitely say stay focused on things that are interesting. Like, purposefully look for things that are piquing your intrigue every day. Don't just let.
Slide by.
Don't because you can slide by on something and get your B minuses, B pluses on stuff that you don't really care about. But trying to pick classes and study things and do outside of school activities that keep you intrigued, that can maybe help in school and stuff like that, that's where I would find the biggest help. Biggest complaint I hear a lot of people say about school is impracticality of application.
Wow, I like that. That's a good way to term it.
So I mean, really, if you can show me, if you can show me exactly how
it's going to benefit me in my future and my job career.
Which we could even go into why they need to change a lot of stuff they teach in school, but that's not here nor there.
I don't have time for that.
Exactly.
You don't have time. We'll be here all day, and our watchers, listeners don't care that. Okay, so you left there. You went to help mom. She moved to Juneau.
Yep.
You ended up at Laguna Beach.
Yep. Playing basketball.
Okay.
Bartending on the beach, which just
interesting.
It
was rough, huh?
It was exactly. Every time people ask, they're always like, "What was it?" I'm like, probably. Think of what you picture is probably like that. I mean, Laguna tends to be definitely a little bit more like uppity, like more money around, but still very. I mean, most of my time was on the beach. I mean, we lived really close. It was nice.
How long were you there?
About a year. Okay. And then my dad happened to be from Compton. I mean, we didn't interact at that time, but I had known he's from there, so I had a couple family members who were down in California who I interacted with, so that was also nice.
Yeah, sure, family.
But yeah, after I left California is when I moved to Olympia. My aunt got in a car accident. Oh, wow. She broke her neck.
Ouch. So you went to help.
So I went to go help her because we have an autistic cousin. So
nice. Okay.
So just helped her out. Nothing crazy, but just to be there.
Extra hand.
And that's when I met Kelly. And
is this your mom's sister?
Yep.
Thank you. I'm just clarifying
for
my knowledge and for
whoever's watching. Definitely, yeah.
Wow. Family is really instilled in you, even though your mom and dad weren't together.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely, they're a part of your life. That's for sure.
No matter what. I've known people that they aren't part of your life, though, and that's good and bad. So I'm fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was gonna say your mom's lovely.
Yeah, you met my mom. Yeah, even my brothers. Family is number one for me. Family and friends. That's what I'll take with me. So you ended up helping there. How long were you? About a year. helping your aunt out and
Yep.
helping your cousin out, correct?
Helping her out. Yep.
Yeah,
And,
nice.
And then
Were you
kinda
working during that time, or
Yep.
what were your other...
bartending, playing
You
basketball.
doing this bartending thing, that's a consistent underlying...
Yes.
But until last year, though.
Yeah, pretty much. I would probably say I have like seven years of bartending experience, and then just bartending from up into Alaska down to California, working from fast-paced bars to making everything from scratch, craft cocktail
Wow.
spots.
So you Mr. Noah, how to make all these drinks?
100%. During COVID, it was funny because my girlfriend was like, "I'm sorry, all you guys are not getting cocktails because we were having paper planes, basil gimlets." Lemon basil sours, like we were.
What? Are these drinks?
Yes.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just enjoying good cocktails for sure.
Well, what else was really to do?
Exactly, and work out a lot.
There you go. At least you were working. Obviously, you're still working out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's how you got to that. You started doing the workout.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I was always working out, but
Right.
Conversation with my girlfriend,
Just
she
focused?
said, she was like, you know what? Why don't you pursue this seriously instead of just
What are you gonna do with your
look
life
at
when you
me?
grow up?
Yeah, they're like, look at you. They're like, what are you doing? Just you're not using your body to do anything.
Right.
And so,
You're young enough to pursue something.
Mm-hmm. And so she was like, why not just make it? And so I decided to start exercising. I went to a Canadian football tryout.
Mm-hmm.
I
CFL.
had a top 10 in a lot of my numbers. So I was running good 40, high vertical, excellent short shuttle. But obviously, I was so rusty with everything. It was. I just wanted to see where I was at,
Yeah, sure.
and I was impressed with myself. I felt like I was like cool, or I guess
Pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. I like that.
You like the thing inside,
Exactly.
but you don't know.
So I was
for
like,
sure.
I gotta fine tune some things.
Right.
I'm gonna turn on and see what I can do. And so
Awesome.
it just so happened that, like I said, COVID was like 4 months after that.
Mhm.
And so then I was
Really
just
focused, right?
yeah, that's when I really, because it was just collecting unemployment, being
Mhm.
quarantined, and then my trainer luckily let me have a barbell with 400 pounds in weight. And
So COVID was not a bad thing for you.
no, I always tell people it was probably the best and worst thing to happen for me. Probably more best than anything, because I got to work out like a professional athlete, and now I am financially literate, where I like my retirement account is better than it's ever been. My swing trading accounts, I'm a day trader now.
So did Kelly help you with this?
Help me in what sense?
With your financial thing. How'd you figure that out?
I'm reading, actually.
Yeah, nothing else to do. So you actually read.
Yeah, I actually
How
read.
dare you?
I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna read, because I play video games for only so long. You can only watch TV for so long.
Yeah.
You can only take the dogs out for so long, and drink for so long. So, let me go ahead and read. And
I got nothing else to do. I guess I'll learn something.
If I'm gonna read, I'm definitely, like I said, if I'm gonna read something, it has to apply to it has to apply. I have to be able to use it. Otherwise, I kind of see it as a waste of time. So I started reading. I read "I Will Teach You to Be Rich" by Ramit Sethi. It was kind of a week by week guide to get your financial foundation. And then I read How to Teach How to Be a Millionaire. I forgot who the author is on that one. And then I started reading The Intelligent Investor, which is authored by Benjamin Graham, the mentor of Warren Buffett.
Wow.
Most top investors that I know, even dating back 50 years ago, would say that The Intelligent Investor is probably the most important book to read investment-wise.
Wow.
So I'm halfway through that. Definitely a harder read, but
Yeah, I gotta go back. I'll
exactly,
reread it.
exactly.
I'll get
Especially
it.
because it's more concepts of emotion rather than technical factors.
Okay.
And because that's what investing is, more so about emotion than anything else. So that's where you're trying to understand the concepts. You're of course going back and reading over and over again.
Right. Trying to understand. Yeah.
But COVID, like I said,
Gave
now
you
all
time?
of a sudden gave me time, and now all of a sudden I come on the back end, and we came out because I read a book, and one of the aspects of it was talking about how everything's negotiable or negotiate. What's the word? I'm sorry.
Negotiable.
Yeah, I think that's the word.
That's right. I'm still learning.
Yeah. And so ended up coming out of COVID with like $10,000 more than we thought we were going to.
Wow.
And so able to invest that and correctly put it into a place instead of just holding it in a shoebox under your mattress.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Better to have the opportunity for your money to move around.
Wow. Look at you, Mr. Smart Guy. Football player, smart guy. I like that. That's good. So you're right now. You're a football player.
Yep.
Are you working out? It's because you have an operation. What? clarify the operation. I know you told me, but for the
I'm
people
gonna
watching.
have a surgery right here on the back of my knee.
Mhm.
Tore a muscle back there, pressing on a perennial nerve,
Mhm.
making it so the bottom of my foot's gone numb.
That's not good.
Yeah, at first I was, I could play with it because it doesn't cause me pain. It's just numb. It's not
Yeah.
there. But a danger of not feeling it again. I can't quite squeeze my toes fully, so there's
Right.
certain things where I'm more nervous about actual function day to day
Right.
rather than just being able to play football at this point.
Right.
Like I said, went through the ups and downs emotionally already. Decided it's what's best for me. I'm just going to be here to support the team.
Right. So recovery time on that?
Depends on how severe. They can't tell in the
Try
MRI.
to get in.
But they were talking around a 2 to 6 month situation. So I mean, and that was for an average person. I was able to. I did have an ACL surgery about 8 years ago, and I recovered from that in 8 months, which
Show off.
should take about 12 months.
Show off.
Not at all.
Just show off. I don't listen. Well, obviously you have some natural ability, and so you not just talking to you. I haven't talked to you like this. I mean we've
Yeah.
talked, but physically as well as mentally,
Yeah.
and now emotionally. That's
Thank
part
you.
of it. Part of it's emotional throughout life is how you deal with it and how it hits you.
Yes.
So let's go for right now. What's a typical day for you? Your tasks. You get up, you work out, hours, etc. Anything else that?
Definitely. I wake up. Right now, I wake up. My me time is like before my girlfriend wakes up. So
I get that.
So I tend lately. I would say I've been waking up around 5:30 just every day. So I will usually have my day trading plan set. So I'll play video games for like 30 minutes while also like eating cereal.
What are you playing right now?
Warzone. Every once in a while, I play like Call of Duty or Madden.
Okay.
But I'll just like play just because it's my me time.
Sure.
Like no one's bothering me.
You need your escape.
Yeah. And so
And-
that's my little time.
Yeah, sure.
I like it in the morning too. I'm not a nighttime owl anyway. And so then I'll set up my trades. Looking to day trade. Always, I could go into that, but that's what I'm trying to do in the mornings. Open market.
Okay.
Or when the market opens, is I'm trying to day trade. Then we'll usually go for a workout, either practice or lift at U District.
Is that when you said we? Is it you?
That would
and
be the shock team player.
Team players. Thank
our
you. I'm just
players.
clarifying if
Of
that you
course.
and Keller are out working out
No,
together.
Of course,
Okay.
she does work out, but I'm
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
working out with the guys.
Yeah.
Then I'll get home from that, of course, eat, try to maybe take a nap or take the dogs for a walk, do something,
Yeah.
I don't know, something that feels productive, clean the house up, stuff like that, and then try to just, my girlfriend, like I said, I probably wouldn't be here without her. She's working full time while I'm playing football, and so she gets home. I try to make sure dinner's good for her.
Nice.
So I feel like we work together well.
Yeah. Well, people have pluses and minuses, and hopefully you can work them together. And sometimes it's hard to figure out what some people don't want to know. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's totally
Live and learn.
understandable.
That's good. What about what you're doing? Being a football player is a. It doesn't have to be major, but what's a dislike?
A dislike. I would say I love football to a point where I will put everything else on a back burner. And sometimes, like, when I discovered my injury this time around, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, it's disappointing not only because I can't play, but it's disappointing because not only am I putting things to the side to make sure I can do this to the best of my ability with 100% effort, but now it's something I can't even do at 100%.
Yeah, but that's
And I'm also still trying to stay focused on it, so it was discouraging. But that was probably the number one thing, and it's kind of on football. But then I'm watching at the same time people building wealth, opening businesses, and I'm like, I totally understand exactly.
It'll come. Be paid. I get it. Trust me, I do understand. But then again, that's going to affect you the rest of your life too.
Yes, exactly.
And all this, so a little bit of time is not a bad thing. And once again, COVID for a lot of people was a bad thing, but for you, there's a plus.
And my girlfriend always says, at least you're going to be able to look back and be like, you did play football.
Heck yeah.
You
Heck
never will have any regrets. So.
Heck yeah. Exactly, yeah. Don't have regrets, don't look back, unfortunately. What's the best thing about playing football right now?
Best thing? I would say just being here as a professional.
You're a professional football player.
Yeah, I'm not I'm a nobody. Like, I'm excited to get my opportunity. I mean, once again, I'm blessed to even be here. I'm more excited, and I'm gonna feel even more blessed when I get the opportunity to actually get on the field.
Yeah.
But just like statistically I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't have this opportunity, and the fact that I'm here, it's like I can't believe it. I'm so happy. I'm ready to do whatever it takes to continue to be here.
You're aware of how lucky you are? I'm
Yeah.
not saying lucky, because sometimes it is luck,
Mhm.
I guess, just
Mhm.
from my perspective. But sometimes you make it happen. The opportunities have, obviously something happened.
Yeah.
You made the opportunities. Well, let's,
Yeah, I'm gonna do
whether
that.
it be your Coach Klein?
Coach Keel.
Keel. Sorry,
Mhm.
Coach Keel. I suck with names.
Coach Mark.
Thanks, Coach. And then Coach Back now.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach. Coach Schmidt
Yep.
again. Let's go with. I got on my. We're already getting down there.
Mhm.
Biggest misconception do you think people have, general public have, about being a football player? What would you think that they think, and how can we change that?
I would definitely say football players not knowing much else or doing much.
Yeah,
else.
obviously you just said we're talking everything else more than football.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad
I was
thing.
gonna say I definitely want to hopefully be a good example, as well as help the guys on my team be able to take financial literacy and help themselves.
Have you already had anybody on the team?
I mean, of course, I've talked
You don't
to a
have to give
couple of
names,
guys.
but-
Of course, we talk. A lot of us talk about cryptocurrencies, how they're trading. We definitely have some plans to get together and just talk, because, in my opinion, swing trading, which is trading on a weekly to yearly to couple year basis, there's no reason any of these guys can't be doing that. And that would totally help them be able to focus on their craft, especially at this level where we're not getting paid millions. So
Right.
wouldn't you rather be able to just have to wake up in the morning, check your swing trades, or maybe learn to day trade, and then get to your practice and do what you have to do, and you made $90 or $100 that day? Like, that's an
Not a bad
awesome.
thing.
Yeah, exactly, and it takes nothing but some months of education.
Sure.
And and once again, it's applicable. You don't have to worry about it. Not
Right.
use it.
Right. You're working with a couple guys on the team? Awesome.
Yeah.
I may be talking to you afterwards. I may need some education. So, in college, did you work?
Not really. I mean, I definitely worked I didn't have to in the first, freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started working my, end of sophomore, junior year.
Were you bartending?
Yep. That's what I got into it. I got into it as, a banquet bartender.
Yeah. Okay. So, how many jobs? You've pretty much been a bartender the whole time, and now you're getting into football.
Yep.
That's
Bartending and football.
It's like, the next question is, how many jobs you before being a football player? Just bartender, it doesn't
Pretty
count.
much a bartender. Yeah, I've been bartending. That's because.
Decent money when you can.
Yes, and it's
it depends on where.
The time. It's I can spend 22 hours in a week and make as much as anybody else who's going to work 40 hours. And
Yeah.
I now understand why you have lifers who who are going to be 55, 65, and they're still or I'm happy making money here because I've got a cushy job now. I've been here for a while.
Alrighty, we're almost done.
Oh, of course.
Quick and easy.
Yeah. It was painless.
I told him it'd be painless. Come on, you can get him on the show. Come on. When you were a kid, what did you dream of wanting to be? Did you want to be a cowboy? Did you want to be an astronaut? A fireman? What did you want to be? What's your aspiration?
To be honest, if I had to be real, I would probably say I wanted to be a professional basketball player, not ever a football player. My dad played college basketball. My mom played college basketball. My dad's 6'7", my mom's 6'1".
Wow.
I have cousins who are 7'10", like a 7'1",
Whoa.
6'10".
Wow.
So basketball was in my life. I had basketball in my hand. That was always what I was going to do. And then just football. Once I discovered I could just get bigger, faster, and stronger, and be good at football.
Right. Wow. That's all right though.
But yeah.
Was there a team back then?
The Sonics. Man, I went to.
Yeah, that's right. You were over there. So.
Oh yeah, I went to handful of Sonics games. And
really?
I watched Gary Payton all the time. That was.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't get to see many games after the Sonics left or anything like that.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
Right before they left, I got to see a couple of games. It was fun. I think Charles Barkley was still playing for the Rockets, even at the end of his.
Wow.
career.
So you got to see him play?
Yeah.
Wow. Now rumors have they keep trying to bring him back.
Charles Barkley?
No. The Sonics.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
The Sonics.
I hope so. As long as Kevin Garnett, he has. I think he has a lot of influence in the basketball world. So I feel like if him and Gary Payton
I
and
know
a lot of
Russell
the right
Wilson
guys,
was involved nowadays, so I'm surprised it hasn't happened with Russell.
Mhm. I mean, they did just have the baseball team down in Portland, and then Seattle just had the Kraken.
Yes.
NHL.
Hockey
So
team. Yep.
one step forward. I guess.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Just you being a Sonics fan, so
Definitely.
I think I saw him play once. They did an exhibition of something here in Spokane
Mhm.
years ago. So
It's
I
always
just remember their mascot Sasquatch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That'd be a heck of a costume to wear.
Heck yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add? I appreciate it. We've talked way more about everything, and that's great because there's more. Look at your dumb jock. There's my dog's barking in the background. Anything else you'd like to add?
I mean, no, not really. I guess I could thank you to my mom.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Mom.
My family, yeah, definitely. My girlfriend, Kelly Decker, who has literally been my support, my best friend, my literally everything, because we're moving around the Pacific Northwest and could be all over the country soon, and she's just right there with me all the time.
Awesome.
So
Thanks, Kelly.
yeah, and thank you to the Shock for allowing me to be here.
Definitely. Can't wait. Thanks for being on. Appreciate it. Hopefully, anybody watching, listening, I learned some stuff, and there's more questions I got. So if you got questions, please comment. Well, we can get them through to Christian, or to us. We'll try to answer me and Ryan. Thanks, Ryan, for not being here. Hopefully I did everything. Thank you for watching Career Paths by Infonet. Please like, please subscribe, leave a comment, anything else you got. And remember, just like him, it's your life. Make it happen. See you guys. Till next time. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.